Dun, 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 welcome everybody to Crypto Night Canada. Look at Timmy, aren't we glad we got this hat just in time?
But I think we're going to get one up.
Oh, I'm sure we are. Well,
honest to God.
Welcome to Crypto Night in Canada.
Go scare Tim. He's coming on too.
Oh, there he is. We got a full house tonight.
Where the hell are you? Did you go in the dog?
I'm in the dungeon.
You're in the dungeon. We got Darth Vader in the house. We got Ryan in the house. We got Ken and we got Candace. Welcome everybody.
He's not Coin Hick. He's Coin Vader.
Coin Vader. You made the wrong name. Anyways, so good to have everybody in tonight. Welcome everybody in the chat. I almost said to Tim I was going to jump on the couch and jump up and down because Bitcoin has crested an all-time high. It was so exciting today. I was on with Mark Lazarick all day going, oh my God, look at the price. Look at the price. We're supposed to be in the middle of a meeting paying attention. I'm like, look at the price of Bitcoin. So it's so exciting. Yay. Everybody got that energy going on?
Yeah, everybody that's
absolutely stoked.
Here we go, boys and girls.
Here we go. And this is Candace's first live stream. Welcome, Candace, to the first live stream. How are you doing? Are you excited?
Oh, I'm absolutely excited. It's really good to be here. And I picked the perfect night because, I'm a little on the pro side when it comes to Bitcoin. So
yeah,
it's like it welcomed me to the team. So it's like, hey, cool. Let's do it.
That's amazing. Tell me what's going on in your world. Ken, Ryan, Neil, everybody good?
After today, yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody in profit today?
Yep.
I think everybody I'm up 80%, so I'm happy with that.
Is Tim Perry happy today?
Oh, very, yeah. I mean, we did it, right?
Let me rephrase that, Tim. Are we happy today?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're still in queue though, right? Like I mean, Bitcoin's going crazy. We got to wait for the alts turn to really go ballistic, but we're farming. So what do we care? We got 1,200% APY right now on a set. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this Bitcoin coming up first. What's going on with it? All-time high since April of 2020, right? This is it. We're going in leaps and bounds.
We were all together when it went downwards. Now we're here back all together while it's going up. This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm impressed. We all and for the most part, we talked it out. We all said it was just a trend, right? A bear trend, and here we are.
Yeah.
If this is a bull trap, it'd be the mother of all bull traps. But obviously,
yeah. I mean, Bitcoin basically right now is flying without wires. I mean, we've got no resistances above us. We do have some supports beneath us. It was interesting coming into this because there was a bit of a downward trend that was starting to develop. And according to the TA, it looked like it was going to go down a little bit, and it did. But then it came right back up, and it all happened in hours. And when I saw that happen, I knew absolutely we were going to be going through the all-time high. And I'm still very, very bullish. I think we're going to be 69K by the end of the week. Well, by Sunday.
Yeah.
So that was
I might be wrong. We might be 70K, but
oh darn.
Let's hope you're wrong.
Oh darn, Tim, we're gonna have to get new hats soon.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
I think Ledn was in the comments going, your hats are gonna be obsolete.
In 3 weeks, yeah.
A relic.
It just shows that you're early to the party, right?
We're early to the party. That's it.
And you know what? I don't want to take any credit, but it started when I started wearing my hat.
There you go.
I think I heard that on the internet. So Tim may be right. It's the hat.
Ryan thought that we had done this ourselves. I have to say, this comes from the Best Business Show, Anthony Pompliano's show. I couldn't resist. I had to get on board. So we got Tim and I both a cap. And it's funny, you wear it around. People comment all the time, like they look at you like you're a nut. I said, well, you don't know me because I am a nut. There you go. So is everybody in the comment section all excited tonight? They must all be in profit too. And I see Christine, your mom's here. Ryan, that's nice. Nice to see you, Christine. Journey's in the house. Len's got to be excited about Bitcoin.
Len's quoting 170K.
That's what
for everyone.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's good for everybody.
Ooh.
I love it.
Where does Candace, where do you see the top? What if you're going to call the top? Where do you think it's going? Just
well,
for fun.
that's a really good question. I see us going up to probably about 130K, and then we're going to look at a really, really big correction. When I say big, I'm talking all the way back down to about 40K.
Right.
And then it's going to start building up again. People will be fearing and selling like crazy, and everybody will be like, "Oh my God, it's going to zero." And they'll be like, "No, you're idiots. It's not going to zero." But yeah, about 130K, I think, towards the end of the year, maybe even a little bit into January, but then watch out. Now, in case I'm wrong, I'm at the point right now where I'm going to slow down how much I buy because I'm happy with what I have, and I just want to sort of stockpile a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to park it yet into a stable coin. That's a possibility. Park it, then wait for this big correction that will be coming eventually, and then buy a whole crap load of coin again. Because that's how I did it this time. And because my TA had said 30K was going to be the bottom. I mean, it did wick down to 28, but 30K basically was the bottom. And that's where I did most of my buying, because that's what the data said to me. And I heard everybody else, they were all saying, "Oh, 10K, it's going down to 10K." And the amount of fear that was around it. And I was just looking at it. I'm like, dear God, don't use your heart. Use your friggin' heads. It's not going down that low.
Yeah.
But,
Plan B said it was going to go down. He said he anticipated that at the peak, he said it could. Now, he didn't say it would. He said it could go 80%, a drop in 80%, which, I'm okay with that because I'll just buy more.
But you see, here's the thing, though. Right now, there's so much interest in it. Now, with the starting to come in the States, you're going to get a lot more institutional buying. That's going to actually reduce the volatility overall. You're just not going to see the volatility that we've seen in the past. It's going to become a much more stable asset in the future. And that's what you have to sort of start thinking about, because this is the type of thing that you should be buying. You shouldn't really be selling. You shouldn't be trying to swing trade Bitcoin. You should be buying it. You should be parking it. And like the Danters have said in the past, that they'll use it to borrow against. That's the perfect way to use it. But hold on to it for dear God. You're going to be rich if you do.
Yeah, no, it's so true. So true. And I'm wondering, everybody, I think it was Gary Matthews said, what's everybody's thoughts on ETH? I think it's almost at an all-time high too. It just all went.
It's about 4,500 for all-time high for ETH. So yeah, it's not far off. But I mean, it was a bigger gainer than even Bitcoin today.
Yeah, it did really jumped up.
It's been lagging behind for a little while though,
the
past few days. So it playing catch up doesn't seem too off. But
do you still have your Ethereum, Ryan?
No, I got out of ETH long time ago.
Summer. When in summer, right?
Yeah, and that now you guys know anyway. I got my little gamble bag in the alts on Wealthsimple, which obviously is doing okay because I just started that, and so that's wicked. And then primarily Bitcoin, and then ETH-based miners, but not really no ETH or anything like that.
That's awesome. Okay, I have a whole bunch of stories I want to chat about tonight, and then we'll throw it up.
Are they Bitcoin related?
Yes.
Okay. Got to keep her on track.
You got to keep me on track. I have notes. I typed up
the audience
some stuff.
has no idea.
I'm thinking that maybe Neil down below us named one of his horses Bitcoin so that we could talk about that.
I'm sure.
No.
I'm sure.
I don't know about Bitcoin, and I certainly won't be naming a horse Bitcoin. I'll tell you that damn much. Not right now.
Yeah. No. Well, there was a couple of things that came up in the news, and so one of the things that came up was, well, I get the Morning Brew. I don't know if any of you read the Morning Brew. It's a really great little publication, and it just gives me the headlines. And some of the stuff that they talk about is hysterical. So I wanted to talk a little bit. This was a quote in the Morning Brew, and it says, "I have been cool for a long time, but I'm even more cool now." That quote was by 80-year-old Martha Stewart. She's released a collection of NFTs yesterday, including one of her thirst trap selfies taken last summer. That's according to Wall Street Journal. So I Googled it to see what the heck it was that she posted. So she's NFTing her pumpkin designs. And you want to know what's really, really crazy? On my coffee table, I have got one of the Martha Stewart books with the pumpkin design from 2003. So this is an old magazine because I don't really get her stuff anymore, but it kind of went with the decor. Anyways, I'm thinking, shoot, I wonder if I could NFT my magazine.
What?
I mean, it's
copyrighted? I don't think you can.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with Bitcoin?
It has to do with the market in general, that now you've got 80-year-old Martha Stewart NFTing things. So it goes to the narrative.
She's going to do it.
But he's probably advising her. This goes to the narrative of the horse racing is not so far-fetched. If Martha Stewart is now moving all of her designs into NFTs, that's a thing. That's a thing. Real world.
It's a good thing.
You're seeing like Tom Brady just posted today, right? Where he threw Bitcoin like the symbol long.
Oh,
he did.
Really?
Yeah, you got Tom Brady, Snoop, Reese Witherspoon was on a podcast talking Ethereum and crypto the other day. So you're seeing the adoption, right? Like slowly starting to trickle. The ETFs, obviously, yesterday, like it's coming, right? And it's coming slower than I thought, but at the same time, it's still coming. So just hold on, right?
Yeah, no, it's true.
Well, there was something I'm on. I've got not a site, but a page that I think it's Crypto Canada. And they said, like, I don't know how true it was because I didn't have time to verify it, but there was like a long list of all the ETFs that have applications in the States right now. It is long, like I mean long, about who wants in the game.
So we're jumping back over to Bitcoin now. We're off of the NFTs.
I told you not to get off Bitcoin, but you went and did your good thing.
Are we going to talk about NFTs or are we going to talk about Bitcoin?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
The community decides.
Yeah.
ETFs isn't crypto. You know, if you want Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. Yeah. Don't buy an
That's
ETF.
Right. Oh my gosh.
That was simple.
Yeah. Sorry, keep it straight.
Yeah. So speaking of NFTs, this is the segue over. How are the horses, Neil?
They're just chilling right now. I've set up a second stable and I've moved some horses around, and I put one of my horses up to stud. I just haven't checked if anyone paid for some studying because I'm trying not to do anything right now because I do feel like I need to hold my positions because what I've been doing is selling out of my alts because I've only ever had alts. I've never really done Bitcoin. Not really into it. If I have significant gains, I'll definitely look at shifting then. But so I've been just slowly getting rid of some of my alts, pieces of them to make purchases. So I'm at 11 horses, 2 stables, and I've just started increasing my tweeting. I switched to Crypto Hick, and I'm just following NFTs. I've got a few that I might mint. I really think that's where if I'm going to have gains, it'll especially be if I'm minting things at, 0.05 ETH and so on. So one of them is a soccer type card game, and they're players in a game, and you get these cards and you use these cards in the game with their attributes and stuff. So I'm just kind of checking it out. You can still mint it. I sent one to Tim. I was hoping it was wrestling, but it was actually MMA, and it's an NFT that you can train, and there's only going to be 9,000 of them, and then you would recruit members to become future fighters. But I thought it was like old school wrestling and stuff, so I was really into it, and then I realized it was MMA, so it kind of lost its appeal. But I was just thinking of getting a Macho Man for Tim over here.
Still pretty cool.
Something like that. So I'm really right now, I'm just holding position. I don't want to make too many moves right now when everything's happening. So, and since I bought my Genesis, they've actually upped in price. So I'm just kind of holding off to see where they go. I'm just trying not to make any rash moves right now.
No,
how many ponies do you have?
I have 11.
Oh, see, somebody in the chat said they thought you had 10.
Yeah.
So you mentioned something there, Neil. You said that you've noticed that there's been a slight increase in stuff. Do you think that has any relation to the upturn in the whole crypto market itself?
the way I kind of look at it is, I think people were selling to get into Bitcoin, which is kind of what always happens with alts. And I just look at Zed Run Horses as an altcoin almost.
Yeah.
When people want money, they're trying to get rid of it. The problem is that the floor was dropping because so many people were selling. So the traditional bred horses that I was looking at and thought I could get in and start selling weren't going for the cost. But I'm more than happy to sit on some. This past week, I probably entered about 25 races in 4 horses, and I think 2 of them might actually be decent. And they've all been free. So Zed Run's running a free tournament for the next, it's been going for a week, for another week. And then you get into a final, and it's all free to enter. But you have to keep running certain distances to be either a sprinter, a mid-distance, or a marathoner. And you have to run 30 races in these 2 weeks in order to qualify. And then you must be in the top, I think it's 100 racers kind of thing. So I've been trying to dig into that, looking at possibly studying, but I just found going up to Finney, the next level that I'm looking to breed my one horse. It's just more expensive than when I was breeding Buterins. So just rearranging things, moving things around. But it just, if Bitcoin's going up, it usually pulls everything with it, right? So
yep.
I don't want to make anything too. I've already sold a bunch of my Matic to fund some of this, so I'm holding on to that because I feel that's one of my main bags with DFIN and Root or Define.
Well, I'm sure Vape up there can agree with me because he's been around. This is not the time, like Neil is instinctually feeling. It's not the time to play hot potato. You're either in your positions that you're in right now, or you're solidifying them within the next couple of weeks. Because if I had not played hot potato in 2017, I would have been a lot further off. Like I was just going, oh, I hear Bitcoin Cash is the next Bitcoin. I'd go into that. And then the minute it dipped, oh my God, my Omise Go's going up. And you're going back and forth. This is not the time to play hot potato. You will lose almost every time.
That's exactly right. You will lose. Yeah. You gotta either decide you're in or you're out. If you're in, hold your position and be stern about it.
Because right now, like I'm heavily in alts, but I knew this was going to come. Like I knew Bitcoin every time it goes up. We all now know the path that happens. Bitcoin goes up harshly or down harshly. Alts suffer. But when alt season happens, it's fast, it's swift, it makes millionaires overnight. So stay convicted. Obviously, I won't lie. Like if everyone knows I love Root and DeFi, but if Root doesn't come out with a main net in the 3 weeks that they're now saying, or roughly mid-November, then I'm definitely going to be repositioning there and getting into something else. But at the same time, that would be perfect timing for this. But just if your stuff's not moving forever and they haven't come out with a product yet, no. But Neil the other day was, maybe I told him about this awesome farm that I'm in now at 1,200% APY. And Neil's like, I'm thinking about it. I'll sell my Matic. And right away, before I even got to say, don't do that, he was like, no, I'm going to stay. And I'm like, absolutely. Because Matic is still waiting. It hasn't even done what it's probably going to do. So don't move, stay in your Matic. It is what.
That's it.
Oh, geez, right there, right.
Just when he was getting to the good
Just
part.
when he was getting on, he was on a roll. Anyways, we've seen a whole bunch of people come over, and I just wanted to take a minute and say hi, all. I know we're not ignoring you in the chat. Maybe what we can do is, Ken, do you feel like you want to talk about the amazing things that have been happening for you in your meme coin world?
I can actually tell you something really bad that happened. Yeah. So the way I'm doing my swing trading is I have 2 browsers open. One's got DEX tools loaded, so I can actually watch the coin, the buy and the sells. That's amazing. You guys should take a look at that when you're looking at a coin.
What's it called?
What, 2 screens or DEX?
It's called dextool.io. If you go to that website, you can put in the coin that you're looking at, and you can find like paired with USD, and you can actually see the buys and sells. I do that with Satama, and I'm watching 123 ETH being sold, which is like $500,000. So they're dropping $500,000 in one sale. It's insane. But anyways, that's what I was doing, and Satama was kind of stalled at I won't put all the zeros in. We'll just say 0. blah 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 12. On BKEX, they had it going at 14. So I was like, okay, I could jump over there, put my coins in there, make 1,500 minus 100 gas fee out, 100 gas fee in, sent it through. Confirmations were great, but it didn't hook up correctly on their site. It failed. So I had to wait. This was on Friday, just before the bigger pump. This is when it went from like, I think it was 11,000, and then it went up to 15 for my portfolio. And I had to wait and wait and wait. I didn't know whether I was going to get the coins back. It's a Chinese exchange. I harassed them like mad, like 5 times a day. I did get my coins back finally, minus the transfer fee, which was $100, I think. So word to the wise, don't chase, hold. Yeah, I'll never do that again. I'll just use MetaMask and Dex tools for trading. Because the gas
not a good story.
Fees are cheaper on an exchange, but you take the risk of those coins not going through, or them getting them. And because I watched them, I was like, okay, it's stuck. But then I took a look at Etherscan, and I watched them take my coins from the wallet they told me to put it in. They bounced it to another wallet, and then to their cold Satama wallet. And I'm like, what are you doing? You guys got my coins and I can't do nothing? But it did get fixed. So all I can say is, don't be a dumb like me. Don't do that.
But that wasn't on the dextool.io. You were on another platform?
I was transferring coins from MetaMask into BKEX exchange. That's actually where I first bought my Satama, was BKEX.
And so how is your Satama doing?
It's doing really good right now. It's pumping like mad. There's 3 guys that I talked to on Facebook right now that have become millionaires in the last 2 days. Wow. Because of Satama. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I bought in August. They bought in like June and July.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, my little my big investment of $1,000 2 months earlier, I would have been a millionaire as well.
Oh my gosh. So, but you're doing well now?
I'm happy, we'll just say.
That's amazing.
Then they got the wallet coming out next month, which is going to be good. I think right now, though, the coin's pumping really bad because they're talking about being listed on Bitmart exchange. I think it is Bitmart or Bitmax exchange or something. And the whole Satama community is thinking that once it hits the exchange, it's going to pump even more. However, from what I've seen, once a coin hits, the whales just flood it and kill the price. So if anybody's holding on to Satama and they're watch for that listing and have a look at the cost of the coin and see what happens. If it starts going down, don't hesitate. Go ahead and sell, because you can always buy back in, because it'll just keep dropping down a bit more. You can always buy back in. Same amount of coins at a lower price. That gives you your profit, just like I do. And then you'll be happy. You'll still get your 2% reflection. So
amazing.
Yeah. Candace, do you hold anything other than the BTC?
Well, I used to, but when we were approaching 30K and my technical analysis was sort of showing me where it was going to happen, I moved everything into Bitcoin to be ready for that.
Okay.
Overall, it was a good move in everything, because Bitcoin has done better traditionally than everything except for ETH. He's the only one who's been outdoing Bitcoin year to year for the last 5 years or so. But I'm 100%, I feel 100% confident with Bitcoin. ETH, not as much, even though it has been doing better. So I'd rather be able to sleep at night and not worry about where my money's sitting. So that's the reason I've put it into Bitcoin, and I'm going that route with it. Now, as I said, I'm no longer going to be dollar cost averaging big amounts into Bitcoin right now, as we're heading towards a higher high, as we're heading towards that big, deep correction I'm seeing. So I'm going to start looking at putting it into probably right now. I'm very bullish on DOT. So I think I'm gonna definitely be pumping into DOT quite a bit over the next few months. And I might also, I really want to get into Solana, but I feel like I've missed the wave on it. But I think still feel a bit bullish.
But Candace, don't you think that
I'm on the edge on that one?
Well, I think Raul Paul said that the technical analysis is showing Solana is following the pattern of ETH, what ETH did in the past.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I think there's a good chance with it. But keep in mind, all the stuff I'm putting into altcoins coming up, when Bitcoin has its giant correction and hits the bottom, so I'm saying like around 40K, I'm just going to liquidate everything and move that back into Bitcoin, do the same thing again, sort of as a big wave. So all the altcoins are basically my way of getting more Bitcoin in the end. Because Bitcoin is what I'm confident with. And I think Bitcoin is definitely going to be the future. It may not be what we transact with in the stores, but it's going to be what the rich people have sitting behind the doors. So I'm totally,
and do you think getting one full Bitcoin will do it for future, or do you think you'll need more than that?
It depends on how rich you want to be.
You think that's going to help our retirement? Is just one?
Well, it depends on what you want in your retirement, because you have to realize that when you're thinking, okay, well, one Bitcoin, and that one Bitcoin might be going to $1 million. But once you factor in inflation between now and then, $1 million may not be such an impressive number. So that's what people kind of forget.
You got to think about all the people that are going to be using Bitcoin in the future. So one Bitcoin is going to be like a diamond in the rough to actually own one full Bitcoin.
It's going to be massive. I mean, I think by 2030, Bitcoin's probably going to be higher than $1 million. I mean, there's really no limit. Well, there's no limit. And the problem is there's only so many Bitcoin. And if you start comparing it to the market cap of gold, there's just so much growth potential there. It's going to have to go up, especially once all the institutions start pouring in and there's next to nothing on the exchanges and it's hard to even get a Satoshi. They're going to be worth a lot. And what you're going to end up seeing is you're going to see a point where people won't be able to use Bitcoin because they can't get it. They'll be using another altcoin for transactions and for currency. Whereas, the elite people, the elite few, us, will all have the Bitcoin, and that's going to be huge in the future.
And that's when the gold standard comes into play for crypto, right there.
Right.
Well, and to your point, Candace, if it becomes
eventually, I think.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, think about this. Maybe in about 10 years, when they talk about Bitcoin, they won't say that one Bitcoin is worth such and such American. They might say $1 is worth such and such Satoshi. Because Bitcoin will be the standard they start measuring the fiat against, because that's what everybody will be wanting, and that will be the standard. And it's a worldwide standard. So it would be measuring everything against one thing, opposed to, it's this in US dollars, this in Canadian dollars, this in Australian dollars, this in Mexico. I don't even know if Mexicans have dollars, but that's pesos. There we go. But that's where it's going. And that's what's really cool, because we're all in the beginning of this wave. I mean, you look at the people out there, the number of no coiners are, you could throw a stick and hit 70 of them. It's that bad. There's so many people who have no clue. And once people start waking up, once people start realizing the potential of Bitcoin, how Bitcoin works, the uses of blockchain, it's going to go crazy. Like what we think right now is crazy is nothing. We're sort of at that point of a tsunami where the water's going up and people are going, oh, that's odd. Whereas we're the smart few who kind of know what it is, know what's coming. But most people have no clue what's coming. They have no clue. They don't even know what's coming with inflation. They're just like, oh, why does that cost so much? I don't know why that costs so much. So
speaking of
interesting.
I think what I like about it is that, let's say it does go to $1 million, and, I mean, a lot of us need to realize that, when all of these coins, whatever your flavor is, happens, you've got to think about what the tax implication is if you cash that out, right? Whereas if my Bitcoin goes to $1 million, I can borrow against it, no taxable event, and I can gain more wealth that way and have my money work for my money, work for my money, work for my money. And it's like, that's where the real game starts, right?
Well, absolutely. And that's the thing. Taxes are everything. If you can avoid paying taxes, not that I'm encouraging people not to pay their taxes, but if you can legally avoid paying taxes, that's an awesome thing. And that's how a lot of the ultra rich people stay ultra rich. So they're not paying their fair share because they know how to work the system. They know every loophole. They do, like, for example, art. You don't buy a $1 million picture because it looks pretty. You buy it because you can use it as a tax haven and you can use it to leverage against borrowing, and then once again, not pay taxes.
Yeah.
And Bitcoin will be exactly the same thing. And that'll also be where NFTs come in. NFTs
Yeah, you're
are
starting
going
to
to
see
be
that
those.
now. Like they're already starting to collateralize NFTs. The
Well,
really big ones, though, now.
Look at Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary was on some show, and he is designing an NFT because he's a big watch guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's now NFTing some of his collectible watches, right? Or he's going to take a watch that's worth $1 gazillion and have fractional ownership through NFTs.
No, the space is absolutely the most fascinating, amazing, exciting space because we're getting a glimpse into the future, and we're getting an opportunity because we've paid attention to it to take advantage of it. And very, very few times in our life does this come along. This is like a black swan event for sure. So Gary Matthews has a question. So maybe I'll let everybody weigh in on his question. So would you sell your ETH for BTC?
My answer is not if I've got BTC already. If I have both, I'm going to hold on to both.
That's what I would probably do. It just depends what his positions are, right?
Yeah, and right now it's time to buy Bitcoin. I mean, because we're at the high. If you're ever considering, if you ever want to sell your ETH for Bitcoin, you want to wait until the market's more favorable to do that. This is not the time.
Yeah. ETH is just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I think
it happened last in the spring, right?
So you
remember,
think we're going to get above 4,500? Oh, there, just when he's got something good to say. He always does that when he's got something good to say.
At least with the people that I'm listening to online, I've been hearing what Tim just said, that ETH in 2022 is going to be insane. I'm not in ETH or anything, but that's all I've been hearing online.
And even in the rest of this year, I think ETH's easily going to hit 5,000. So I wouldn't sell ETH right now. You
wouldn't?
I wouldn't. Now,
Would you use it to buy digital horses?
You know, it's actually tempting to do that. Like I see your horses and I'm like, that looks so much friggin' fun.
And that's why I'm struggling.
At the same time, I love my Bitcoin so much.
It'd be so much easier, like Nancy, I tried to do. I'd love to be able to charge it and just put it on my credit card because it's like, oh, boom, easy, pay it. You know, like I do struggle selling ETH for these horses, but the hope is that they go up in value, and that's why I'm really kind of looking at the Genesis, just rarity.
Yeah, no, I love it.
So Tim, before you pop off again, what were you going to say?
Yeah, we're all waiting with bated breath.
I know, it's like I'm in the Bermuda Triangle down here. I'm just saying, like, ETH is going to obviously Ken's been there. An alt run is absolutely insane. You know, like there's all these trends. I don't know how many people are on crypto Twitter, but you know, I follow enough people and I've seen enough. Like right now, you're seeing all these trends. Like a lot of people are saying, don't be going back in NFTs right now. It's altcoin time. You know, like NFTs just went nuts. So you're seeing that shift. So that's why, like, much like Neil, don't get rid of your NFTs either, but don't be jumping into NFTs right now. Stay where you are, ride it out. But another thing too is, and you're seeing it just starting today. I posted about it. KuCoin. KuCoin.
He can't hear what I'm about to say, but he's going on the bloopers for this one. He is definitely going on the bloopers for this one.
I think the big thing right now is that don't sell the coins that you have to move it into Bitcoin. The time is gone. It's too late for that. Sit on what you have, because after Bitcoin's done, you're going to see a pump in ETH. Followed by that, you're going to see a very quick, fast pump in the altcoins. If you've got them, you're going to make money. Don't sell anything.
Stuff you're comfortable with. Like, don't sit there with anything you're not happy with.
And if you're able to take a profit, take your profit.
Yeah.
The idea of being into crypto is you want to invest, but you want to be able to get your investment back and also have coins so that you're ahead. And that's what I've done.
I find that so difficult because for me, I've literally had to take the same position in 2 different accounts just mentally so that I can hold one account and then play with the other one. I find that pretty mentally difficult sometimes, but I have to separate it out. 2 different accounts. It's It's crazy.
Well, the way I do it is I'll sell into ETH first, and then I'll leave my profits in ETH. That way I have gas money for other transactions. Then I'll go ahead and I'll buy back the amount that I had at a lower price. And then my next sale, I will sell that into USDC, put it all into there and leave the profit there, rebuy back. And then when my ETH gets too low for the gas fees, then my next sale, I sell that back into ETH, put the profit back into ETH so that I still have the gas. And I just keep going back and forth. Keeps me alive. It keeps me going without having to go into my bank account and send in, another $500 worth of money just for gas fees. I'll work it out in the profit. So,
did you get any of those Shiba Inu NFTs, dude?
No.
I heard bad story about that. I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers, that Meet Kevin guy, and he did a video on him trying to pick up whenever they were launched or whatever. He was trying to get himself 4 minted Shiba NFTs. So throughout the process of him doing this, he had to spend the gas, obviously, to try and mint these Shiba NFTs like very fast, whatever. But it failed, I guess, on MetaMask or wherever. It failed, but the gas is charged regardless.
Yeah.
So he failed to mint 4 NFTs, and it cost him $14,000.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow, if it was that high, I would have put my brakes on and said, "Yeah, I don't think so." Like,
well, he's worth like $20 million. I don't think he even cares. But yeah, it was wild.
The highest gas I lost was 165 in one pop. So.
It's heartbreaking. I hope we get over this hump. I hope we'll look back on this down the line and go, oh, you remember the days when we would just burn gas fees
you want to hear something ridiculous? Okay, I was cleaning my phone out of pictures and videos, yada, yada, yada. And I'm going back. I guess that I saw something from when we kind of first started this challenge. And I had crypto in my Wealthsimple account before I heard of Shakepay, BlockFi, whatever, right? I had crypto in my Wealthsimple. And I sold my very first ETH, a full ETH, for like 2,100 Canadian or something. And I'm like, wow, gone are the friggin' days. It almost made me want to cry. But yeah.
You want to cry? I bought my first 3 ETH at $600.
I bought my first ETH at 130.
Oh,
yeah. And time to click off again.
No. So
KuCoin.
Yeah, KuCoin. What?
I know. Every time I talk, I feel like I'm gonna get cut off.
Hold your arms up.
Hold your
arms up. Do that.
What does that do?
Thing.
The old rabbit
Nothing for
ear
you, but
antennas.
it makes it look really funny on our end.
I know. I was gonna say this is a prank, isn't it? But I'll go along with it. No, what I'm trying to say is, and I can't promise that it's gonna play out like exactly the same. But you even saw it today, like AscendX, KuCoin. All the like more smaller exchanges, Gate.io, their prices are like we're in the double digits rising today. The original thing like Binance went from like 10 cents to $30 in the last big alt run, because remember, money's going to flow into exchanges. When all these people are onboarding, where do they have to go? They're going to go to exchanges. And then they're going to buy, because if you buy their tokens, you get incentives. So a lot of people buy those. But if you see that, you see where people are moving their money. And KuCoin last time gave out the most amount of like 100Xs on small caps. So everyone's thinking that might play out again. So my whole Twitter is just like, everybody start rhyming off what's good on KuCoin, so just beware of like little trends. Like I remember this, it's long gone now. It was Trade Ogre, or actually I think it's still around, but Trade Ogre had like a Trade Ogre alt season within its own season where just coins were doing hundreds of Xs. So small caps, as bad as they get hit, if this is what we want, it's those small caps. And this is where I'm sitting right now. It's go big or go home. Those are the ones that will change your life in a month if it goes right.
Let me understand what you just said. Are you saying that an exchange can actually create its own alt season?
Well, just people start flowing to that certain exchange. Like I said, like Trade Ogre was unlike anything I'd ever seen. And you're like my whole Twitter today, I'm just telling you the trends I'm seeing. My whole Twitter in the last few days are people going, KuCoin's going to be where everyone's going to go to get the small caps and stuff like that. And then you're seeing AscendX also is getting all these like little exchanges are getting some love. And then of course you're hearing about some dexes, like 1inch was up a lot. So all these like lower tiered exchanges were flying today. So all I'm saying is, like, I've wrote it down now. Just like Candace was saying, DOT is going to heat up like a mofo soon, because they're finally going to have, I guess, their auctions for parachains are actually going down November 11th and like no later date now. I don't know. It's crypto, so it could move. So that's actually that farm I got in. I did get in a small cap that's tied into DOT, and it's on DeFi, so it was great, and I get 1,200 APY for it. So DOT, Solana, you've already mentioned, Phantom, all these ETH killers, because you're saying that's the problem with fees, but there is all these other options now to get you cheap fees, right? Phantom, all these other things, and ETH will catch up. So just stay with the trends,
Surah is asking who we should follow on Twitter. So obviously we've got you guys.
Just follow
I mean, I think you've got my link. Yes. You can just
hang
go.
on.
All right.
I've got. Oh, for God's sake.
Okay,
No,
Niels.
I got your YouTube, Candace.
We got Candace's YouTube. We got Niels. I wonder if we could drop some of these in the chat. Who do you follow, Tim? Who's your favorite guy to follow on Twitter?
I mean, I have different people that I follow for different reasons. So I follow, obviously, Plan B now is a great trend setter, but Plan B is he's too big of an account to give you like those little breadcrumbs of up and coming coins.
Yeah.
And it's tough because a lot of those influencers that if I were to mention right now, I don't trust them per se, because a lot of these guys have already positioned themselves in a small coin. They pump it and they're out, right? So you have to navigate those waters. So I don't want to give you a lot of those, but like right now, another Twitter handle, Panda, I'm in his private chat group. That guy has called every single turn. He called the May crash. He then turned back bull for this.
Like our Panda that's in this?
No, this guy's got like hundreds of thousands of followers, and he's huge. And he called the bear. He called bear when Bitcoin was at about 19,000 in 2017. I've been following him ever since, and he literally calls trends amazingly. I'm kicking myself because he called SHIB when it first started. He was telling SHIB, I'm like, I'm not putting my money in there. My $200 would be $22 million or something ridiculous right now if I just even punted like the smallest amount. He's amazing. Bluntz, BLUNTZ. He's amazing at calling stuff. He called the bottom to a T in the bear market for Bitcoin, almost within $100, and he called it from like 15,000. He's amazing. So I always just follow them, and then if they all change their tide, and like 80% have changed their tide, then I pretty much know quite safely. I can say, okay, we're heading back that way. I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, just look at who I'm following and you can start picking out people and stuff like that. But the people who give you those gems, they don't have as many followers. They're like, they've got maybe 400 followers, and yet they're the ones because they're the ones who don't have as much money. So they're looking for the best fundamental coin that hasn't been found yet that you can ride to, the promised land.
What was the name of that? What was the name, sorry, Tim, of that guy on Twitter? I'm looking at Crypto Panda. I don't know if
I don't know. Actually, I think his name is Ramen Noodle or something like that, because he changes his name. When he's bear, he goes ramen, and when he's bull, he goes panda. Because obviously funny. He's looking off ramen noodles, basically. Yeah, he's a feisty guy too. What's that?
What's your Twitter?
It's like, I don't remember my handle. I just know it's Airflyer, AYRFLYER. It's from when I used to skydive. I should come up with something better, but.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Do we want to talk about inflation? Do we want to switch gears, or do we want to talk about? Yeah, you go ahead.
Before we get to that, Nikki had a question earlier about how much profit she should be taking, because she mentioned she didn't have a lot of coins currently, but she wanted to know how much profit she should take.
Yep.
Here's my answer to that. If you don't need the money, don't take any profit, because it is going to grow. It's going to get bigger over time. So that's kind of the way I look at Bitcoin, is that I won't sell any of it. If I came into a situation like, let's say, I absolutely had no choice, that's the only way I'll touch it. So if you don't need the money, don't take the profits right now. Just let them grow. Because think about compounding. When you're looking at stocks, you're looking at compounding interest and compounding dividends, things like that. So crypto is no different. It's going to compound. It's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So unless you absolutely need that money, leave it there. Let it grow.
That's awesome. Kyle K has got a question for us. When are you expecting an official alt season? Maybe Q1 of 2022?
Everybody's thinking it's going to go exactly as the last, which was basically December, January, and it went nuts. But people are thinking it's going to be extended a little bit because a lot of people are even calling for Bitcoin for this bull run to go into early Q1 and stuff, and maybe even early Q2. So I don't know, but yeah, usually like that alt season that made people millionaires in 2017 was December. That was it. Like, if you were to look at Binance that time, it was, I think, 10 cents in October, and then it was $30 by December. You know, so a lot of these coins, like I remember I was in Decentraland. That was my first 10x. I was in Decentraland, and it was 3 cents, I think, at the start of December, and by January 1st, it was already 30 cents roughly. You know,
well, there's there's a lot of projects with these alt seasons, with the alt season right now, that within the next 5 months, all these projects for these different coins are actually going to be implemented. So that could push the alt season a little longer, you know?
Oh yeah. We have to factor in the adoption factor now. And like, we've seen all these celebrities and all this, and Bitcoin now obviously is probably going to start making some more news. I mean, it hitting the all-time high. People are like getting tired of it. Like, it's not big news as much anymore on mainstream, but soon, once everything's going ballistic and it's going into ungodly sites, it's drawing all those people. And all of us, I hate saying this, but this is the way market works. All of us who have been sitting here, like the Journey in his H bar and Ken in his SHIB and all this, and Candace in her DOT. What's going to happen is we're going to be sitting here. We just bought and we've been holding. That new money is going to flood in. It's going to cause those blow off tops, and that's going to be us taking our profits off. Unfortunately, a sucker's born every new minute. The new people are going to come in. They're going to get, you know, their welcome mat into crypto, and we're going to be flying. So, you know, just wait for. That's why I didn't believe that we were at our top last time, because it wasn't a blow off top for Bitcoin. Usually, cycles end with a blow off. You know. And we didn't get that blow off.
Yeah.
So no, that's
a stall in that whole time.
Yeah, well, I mean, it worked. Sorry.
No. So we could go one of two directions in our conversation now. We can go to the Mark Zuckerberg story about Facebook changing its name and getting into a metaverse, or we could talk about inflation.
Okay, one thing really quick, just for fun. I opened up my MetaMask to see how much ETH I still had left in there.
Yeah.
I have like $3 of ETH in there or whatever, right? So nothing. So I just, for shits and gigs, I wanted to see $3 of ETH is about 101,000 SHIB. So for me to swap $3 in ETH to SHIB, it's going to cost me $139.38 in gas right now.
And that's why I hate ETH.
Wow.
So that's cool.
So I'm the Polygon, man.
Take one for the team.
Yeah, do it, Ryan.
Do a video on it.
I'm good.
No.
Another.
Go ahead, Tim.
I was just saying, I think we should keep on crypto and stuff and not go off about Facebook and stuff, because right now, like, we in another week, advice that we're giving on coins and crypto, it could already have, like, the ship could be sailing.
Okay, let's do it then.
Just my opinion. I'm just saying we should keep it more.
No. I wanted to have a couple of topics. And the reason I wanted to talk about the Facebook thing is because they're going into Metaverse. They want to, and we talked about Decentraland before, and so I'm wondering if they're going to go down into that same path. But that's definitely a topic we can shove off for another time. Oh. The other thing was the inflation, and that is part of the inflation story is what's going to be driving the adoption to Bitcoin for sure.
Yeah, the only other thing with Facebook is I heard whispers of a Facebook wallet for crypto, but I haven't had a chance. I haven't really had a chance to look into it, to talk on that, but I've heard whispers of it.
We're not live on Facebook, are we right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Why were you?
My mom said if you don't have anything nice to say, you shouldn't say anything at all.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And yeah, we'd probably get kicked out.
Facebook steals so much info. You want to go into their metaverse? No, thank you. Absolutely
Oh, that's
not.
what you were there. There's where you were going with it. I was going to say, are we saying something not nice?
I deleted my Facebook account over a decade ago, and it was one of the greatest things that I probably did in my adult life.
Well, the only reason it was sort of slightly interesting to me was because I was so fascinated by Decentraland, and we just reposted the video of what we talked about last summer with Decentraland, and I thought I could see the stretch of going from where we are at right now with people that use Facebook and sliding into that new metaverse that they're thinking about. But we will shelve that topic. Let's keep going with the crypto stuff.
But that's the problem, right? Is like at least I got in this so to get away from the oligarchy and to get away from all the oppressors and all this. And all these people now, like ETFs, I'm not a huge fan of it. It's great because I know it's going to drive price up, but I don't like Wall Street getting, like, the whole point was to be anti-Wall Street and to break away and get a new system. And the only reason we're starting to adopt more is because these big things are taking over, and then they're just going to suck all the wind out of it. Like Bill Gates has a digital ID thing that's locked into the blockchain too. So they're all going to come in and just eat up the whole, like someone the other day put, what would Satoshi say if he was to say something today? And all the comments are like, he'd be pissed off because this is absolutely the opposite of why he created Bitcoin. So I'm with Neil on that. Like,
this is just a random question, tinfoil hat type question. Is like, do you think either Satoshi's dead or did he build something into Bitcoin to make it sure so that he could never go back in? Like what? How, I'm just wondering how hard it would be for me as a human to keep a secret for as long. I mean, nobody's ever opened their friggin' mouth. Like, I don't know. Just curious on your insights on it. Like,
you mean how crazy you got to be to have something like $27 billion worth of Bitcoin and never touched a penny?
Like, I don't get it. Like, yeah, I don't get it.
I think it's the biggest social experiment ever.
I'd be all over that Bitcoin wallet.
Well, maybe he's just not triggering a taxable event and borrowing against it.
I mean, anybody who's done anyone who's done enough research on Satoshi, like he was in forums talking to people, or I mean, it was a he because he was addressing himself as a he. So you could see the thought process. So whoever it wasn't just, it didn't come overnight. And he was splicing material from the 70s and from like Milton Friedman and ideas of digital currencies far before this. So, and then you had Hal Finney, who he sent the first, Bitcoin to. There was other people around too. So you can see that whoever this was this human being who got, pissed off.
Why have a wallet for himself if he has no interest in holding it or using it? Like, why even have the wallet? That's the only thing I go down that pure tinfoil hat zone where I'm like, now it makes more sense that it's a group of people as opposed to one. But I don't know.
It could be a group still for sure. And it could have just been CIA. I mean, there could be all these things, but I'm just saying there was an account, Satoshi, that's the name, that was the forum's name. And they were conversing with people about all this. But in my opinion, it's a statement. I think whoever Satoshi is alive, and it's just a statement. But obviously that's just an opinion. But the not touching it is the biggest middle finger to the system that anyone could give.
I think someone who designed this was probably quite intelligent, and intelligent people don't tend to have trouble finding money, right? So it's probably not something that's ever motivated them or them, but like that's just kind of the way I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get. I mean, I have no answers. Obviously, I always just think about it every now and again. Curious, but yeah, I thought I would ask. What
other ideas does he have? Right? Like maybe it was like on to the next one. Here we go. Like
like electric car.
Yeah,
I don't think we're ever going to find out who Satoshi is. He's just going to be the crypto version of DB Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. for sure. He might have passed even.
You never
That's
know.
what I mean, like I can't imagine a human being alive and just no action on it, no words forever and ever and ever, like just ghosted for till the end of. I mean,
maybe they destroyed the keys, like right.
That's what I mean.
Right
like that's what I would think, because that would be if I knew I had a ledger in here with like even $1 million. Get real. I'll burn this house down and find it myself. Like there's no chance I'd be able to last for a year, 2 years, let alone the world's on fire and I have billions of dollars. Forget taxes. I'm good. Like
I think somebody just posted in that he would be worth $65 billion with what's in that wallet right today. He's the wealthiest person that's never touching his money as of the all-time high. Crazy. It's craziness.
Well, actually, he makes history because he's the wealthiest person not to pay tax.
Can you imagine net worth?
Unknown person.
That's right. That's right.
Undeclared income.
That's it. Hopefully Tim Perry comes back. We've lost him again.
Told to hold his arms up.
I just wanted to answer. That's right. I just wanted to answer David Love. Thank you, David, for joining again today. He's asking about, did I find more women in crypto? Well, this is partly the reason why I have Candace on, is I want to start having more and more ladies join the conversation, because I know eventually maybe Verena will come on. We've put an invitation out to Marie Claude. We had Nikki last week. It's just so important that we become a little bit more inclusive in this conversation. And I just love chatting. So Dave, thanks for getting the word out. And anybody that wants to come on and chat with us, please send us a private message. We always love having new conversations, and especially with trying to get the ladies engaged and excited about this space. Okay, so do we want to quickly jump into some Stats Canada numbers? Oh, Tim Perry's back.
Tim wants to. Oh my God.
Oh, he moved upstairs.
Enough of these shenanigans. Enough of these shenanigans.
He was allowed back upstairs.
I was.
We need to see like an HBO miniseries documentary on uncovering Satoshi. It's probably a 5'2" woman in Russia or something, and nobody has any freaking clue. But I would watch. I'd be watching.
Probably this guy out in the middle of the dunes in Africa somewhere.
Probably. It's the prince from Nigeria.
Anyways, but you're right, Ryan. You have to be really self-actualized. You have to be so self-aware, and that you not aware, but you have to be really good with yourself to have that much willpower not to touch any of those Satoshis.
So I always thought, to me, it always seemed like it was more a group. But then, or Neil was just saying, destroy your keys. I'd have to destroy the keys if I was, I guess. I mean, but anyway, random question for the crew.
I wonder if they actually thought, like, if they did destroy the keys, that it would go where it went, though, right? Like maybe they were like, oh yeah, this would be worth, they might not have ever, estimated or guessed that it would take off and do.
Probably not. Like, look at that guy who spent 10,000 Bitcoins on the 2 pizzas. Like I keep seeing that meme all the time, and I'm like, man, $650 million of the Dominoes. I'd be thinking about that forever.
I wonder if we had pineapple on them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But what did the company that took that payment do with it? Did they immediately cash it in too? So like, how many?
The driver probably paid for the pizza, and the driver took the crypto. I bet you.
Sitting on it, exactly. Okay, so talk about what other exciting things we've got going on. So Tim, how's Matic and not Matic, Define and Rote doing? Are you happier?
Yeah, I mean, they're still just kind of waiting their turn, but Matic just got a milestone. They are they lead now. They're the second highest crypto next to basically Bitcoin for most active users in crypto. Just overtook Ethereum.
Wow.
I mean, the fact that I'm still seeing, I've said it before, Phantom and all these other things running, and here's Polygon just sitting there. I think when it goes, it's not going to give you time. So yeah, no, got a little Matic, but Define and Root, I'm happy. I just got in Polka Bridge, which is a similar thing to DeFi and Root, but on the DOT ecosystem, and only like a 30 million market cap. So yeah, that's the thing. Kyle gets it. Like these guys, I'm in their Telegram. They are just doing so much. Like they got a prediction market now, so you can gamble. But by the way, here's some alpha. If you go and find their new project, which they're affiliated with, called Yoda, YODA. I can't promise you, but what I was reading in their Telegram, what they're alluding to is that they most likely will have an airdrop for community users when they get a new token. So that'll be free possible money. And NFTs too.
And is that on DeFi?
No, it's going to be affiliated. Like, I don't know who actually, no one can figure it out because we haven't gotten a straight answer yet. But DeFi's like, oh, we present to you Yoda prediction market, so you can gamble on sports and do all this kind of stuff. So they're getting into that. And they're going to use some of the fees from Yoda are going to go to burn DeFi in the future. So I don't know what the exact tie-in is, but when I went to the Telegram, the main mod guys were saying, and the devs were saying, make sure you guys keep posted. We're going to be doing airdrops, and people put tokens, and the admin said yes. And then they said, and other stuff too, and other good stuff too. So if you guys have never experienced a pretty sweet airdrop, I can't guarantee the price is going to go up, but at least it's a legit project. So, but you have to interact with these platforms too.
But
is
I'm
that
still
on the Yoda section? Because I'm just on Define now, and they've got a predictions market there. Is that it?
It is Yoda. That's their prediction market. Yeah, but I don't know. You're saying it's in DeFi, the actual platform?
Yeah, they have prediction under their platform.
Oh, I thought it was going to be its own thing, but yeah, Root guys, like just for you, so you know, like that. This is why I might be more bullish on Root than even DeFi is the simple fact that in order to do all the cross-chain swapping, so remember they're going to be doing cross-chain swapping, farming, lending, everything across multiple chains. You have to pay in Root, so you have to own Root to do that. So, but DeFi is also about to open up their exchange on Phantom and start doing all the stuff that they're doing on Polygon on Phantom as well. So this is going to be like, it'd be like Uniswap being across. Well, SushiSwap is on Polygon, so this is what DeFi is going to do, but on all these hip, trendy, ETH competitors. So, yeah, no, I'm still super high on them, and I'm not, the way I've got it now is I'm getting this 1,200% APY on Polka Bridge and DeFi, and I just sell the extra Polka Bridge because it's been going up. It's up almost 100% in the last few days, Polka Bridge, because the DOT thing's going nuts. DOT's a hotter thing than Matic right at this moment. So yeah, I just turned that and sell it back for more Root because I sold a lot of my extra Root to buy the Polka Bridge to get the farming going. But I'm already almost on my way back up to the Root, what I had in Root, just by farming 1,200% APY a day. So it's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely don't ignore DOT. It's gonna do some amazing things.
I've always been super high on DOT, but I felt I had at least gotten priced out. Like, Candace, you're a little obviously safer and you play by a strict game plan. I obviously like the fly by the seat of my pants kind of thing. But I kind of thought I got priced out of DOT, but obviously I liked, we've talked about it before, Phala. I still love Phala, PHA, on DOT. I haven't checked out a lot of their new stuff, but yeah, anything that's going to be related to DOT, Phantom's already flying, stuff on Avalanche is already flying. So unfortunately, Matic, just waiting on Matic. But yeah, DOT's going to be an absolute monster. The parachain auctions are coming out November 11th, so that's gonna send it. I think DOT's going to be a big mover in the next few months.
Maybe it's just me, but I'm not hearing a lot about Cardano lately.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up.
I know Cardano's been very disappointing lately.
Yeah, it's stalled.
Why?
Sorry.
I was just going to say, I think a lot of the improvements that they've been promising just haven't been coming through the way they're supposed to, and that has really caused people to sort of lose faith in the coin.
Yeah. please read a book on the origins of Ethereum. Charles Hoskinson, or the guy who got into Cardano, he worked for ETH, and the book is scathing. People who worked in that group, Vitalik, all of them, they have nothing good to say about Charles. They said he was a pathological liar. He said he fought in Afghanistan and had all these lies that he got caught in. This is the man that runs Cardano. I hate to say it, but right now the smart contracts for Cardano are running at it's a nightmare right now. It's an absolute nightmare. And I hate to say it, but this was the biggest, best definition of a hype marketing train that I've ever seen in my entire life. How Cardano got the bloated market cap that it has right now, with number one, not having smart contracts for 4 years, and now it's out, and they can't even get. It's a ghost chain basically. Their transaction per their TPS is absolute child's play. Little 13-year-old devs are doing better than that. People are getting played hard, and I just feel bad because people are going to keep following this cult until it goes burns.
We should get out of it.
I knew Tim wasn't going to like that, but I had to. It's getting Twitter right now is having a field day with it.
Well, we could move off of that and into one of these other projects. We're in profit. We're in profit.
Get it doubly up. Get double poked with the fees.
If you haven't been rugged in crypto, have you even cryptoed? Come on, guys.
I've been rugged.
If you guys,
huge.
If you guys just want to have a good laugh at Tim, just go on CoinGecko and look up Peepcoin and see what it did in about 10 minutes when it went from 2/10 of a penny to zero in 10 minutes. That was how I lost 6 figures in 10 minutes, guys.
Talk about David Love is asking thoughts on Algo.
Awesome. Yeah, it's one of those, it's an up and comer with DOT. It's also flying too right now, to be honest. I don't know a lot in terms of their tech that they have behind it, but it's got the whole side, other chain feels vibes.
Excellent. And then now Caesar's saying he's making money on ADA. I wonder how you're. Well, he might be in profits. Are you in profits, Caesar? Because we're in profits too. We are. I just looked. I just pulled it up. We're good.
But will it perform like all the right now? The Phantoms, the Algos, Atom. Like I said, and Solana, all these chains are running, and obviously Cardano is in that mix, but it's just getting left behind. So of course it's still going to go because it's got next to, I don't know who's got the biggest cult following. Maybe people want to do a toll on this one. Who's got the biggest cult following, Ripple or Cardano?
That's a hard one.
No, but at least I'll give you this. I'll give you this. Ripple is not a total waste case like Cardano, in my opinion.
If Mark Lazaruk was here, he'd have you.
Mark Lazaruk would have a heart attack. He still believes.
Yeah, because Ripple actually has a future.
Yeah.
But it's I'm not taking away though. Its cult following, its diehards, is unbelievable. They are ferocious, man. They come at you with teeth. If you say anything bad. I will say bad about the coins I own because I can look at it objectively. Ripple and Cardano owners, they see nothing wrong with their stuff.
Well, David loves saying he's an XRP maxi, and it's like Mark Lazaruk, same thing. We got a heavy position in XRP too. I think I was wondering about Cardano because I stopped hearing all conversation about it, so that we could maybe move some money over to DOT. We could do it now.
No under his hat. No,
he's saying.
Oh, he's censored?
Yeah, he's fine. So we have a question from Kyle wondering if we've had any gaming coins like VRA.
Oh, love VRA.
Apparently we've had a gaming coin. It was called Cardano.
You guys played the game. At least you're still winning, and you'll still win. Like I said, this coin's not gonna it's going up. It's just I don't know. You're gonna get the ones that are gonna run 100x aren't gonna be their Cardanos, in my opinion. It's gonna be the Phantoms and all that stuff.
Telling you, I notice it with stocks, and this is just something really stupid. I notice it with stocks, and I'm starting to notice it with friggin' crypto. But when you get some of those 1 million+ subscriber YouTubers that are pumping something, all of a sudden you start to see Cardano go for, or is that what it is? ADA go from like $1.50 to $2.50. The fluctuations are through the roof. Then you get Kevin, oh, I'm gonna sell. I got my tendies, whatever the hell, and Cardano drops off the face of the earth. So it's like this. I always say it. The second I hear about a project on big dude's channel, I'm mentally written off. But
right,
it happens.
So both Gary Matthews and Caesar says that they've been making money. Caesar's staking at 5.1%.
That's awesome. Yeah,
right.
It's not living up.
I mean, look at it this way when comparing. Yeah, look at it this way when you compare DOT and Cardano. I mean, Cardano hasn't been living up to the hype. Cardano's been letting people down and disappointing at every chance they get. DOT's doing the exact opposite. Every promise they make, they're meeting or exceeding. I would move the Cardano over to DOT. I really would. Or if you have too much DOT now, maybe even think about Solana. But
Solana would be another good one.
Well, I'll be honest. I've tried to work on the Solana, test out the Solana platform. I would still put like Matic. Phantom's coming up there though. I've just started messing with Phantom. It at least works a lot better than Solana, in my opinion. Avalanche is coming up. I just think Solana's a little overhyped, but it's putting out stuff. And like I said, these are all still works in progress. So I'm not here to judge the end game of Solana. I'm just saying right now how I currently feel about it. But I mean, that still could be worth way more in the long run. But I just want to ask, Candace, do you remember the guy's name who started DOT? Because he was also an ETH. He started.
Yeah,
ETH.
He was part of that. He was part of the team. I know that. I can't remember exactly what his name is.
Okay.
But I do remember he was also working with the buddy when they were developing ETH.
Right.
So yeah, but I know who you're talking about.
Gavin, the first name.
Yeah.
Gavin. Yeah, Gavin, yes. I think so. Yep. That's it.
Yep.
I'm not sure the last name, but yeah.
I want to say like
Gavin Wood.
There you go, Kyle.
There we go.
There you go.
Because
I'm up for Kyle.
Remember, like we did a show on talking about when you're looking at altcoins, what you should check off on that checklist, and obviously team's a big one, and then whether they execute. So when you got Charles Hoskins, who just keeps crap in the bed, and then you got Gavin Wood, who's just absolutely blowing people's minds. It's a really easy call. Like once again, I revert to if you're dating someone, you're getting constant. Or I use that likening for governments these days. If you're getting constantly screwed over and do you stick with this thing? No, but somehow people, don't marry your coins. Remember, guys, just
don't marry your coins. Just date them.
Right.
I mean, if you just look at the whole function of DOT and the whole parachain and being able to take different applications and sort of marrying them together, it's almost like a universal translator if you're a Star Trek fan, but a crypto version. And they're doing everything that they said they would do, and it has so much potential. So I think DOT's going to be a huge winner.
So you take DOT over Solana?
I would, absolutely. I think if I could only buy 3 coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and DOT, that would be it.
I would say that those are that in the top 10 one day, it's going to be like that. Then you're going to have like Solana, Phantom, probably Polygon, maybe Binance still, because you still got some, I hate saying it, some trash up there, or like not trash, because if I mention these coins now, people are going to kill me. But like, I'm sorry, like Litecoin, it doesn't need to be there anymore. It doesn't need to go away, but it doesn't deserve to be in the top 10. These other projects that are just outperforming.
Speaking of that, I think that was. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that you. Oh, go ahead.
I just
one of us go ahead.
I've been saying it for a while. I'm contemplating jumping back in.
Yeah, Neil's been big into DOT. I think the minute you got in, you zeroed in on DOT like within the first 2 weeks of looking at crypto.
Yeah, but when I bought it like right before the dump, and so I've just stayed away. Not that I don't like the project, but it was just like I like bought it and then I'm the king of the top buys, no joke. So that's why.
Oh no. Well, before we get back to Redbeard's question, so Tim, have a look at that question, because Sarah is saying that what about Luna? I think that was always your pick, Neil?
Yeah, it was one of the first ones I bought. One of the big, I bought at $17 when I originally bought it, and then I sold when I got off of Binance at a little over $5. So if I would have just, I think what I've learned most since the spring: buy projects you believe in and hold on to them.
It helps to have conviction,
because especially if this isn't your full-time job in that. I can't make trades whenever I need to. Even when I'm at home, there's sometimes variables that just make it a big barrier.
Yeah, we'll come back to Panda's questions about Phantom, but let's talk about what Redbeard's question was to Tim Perry. Have you looked into Sandbox?
Heard about it, but I've never looked at it or done anything like that. I won't lie though, I have oddly enough started seeing it more in my feed, so something's going on. I guess price appreciation probably pretty good. I don't know.
Well, that's who Snoop Dogg's associated with.
Oh, okay, maybe that's why I keep hearing it now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I wonder if it's part of that gaming coin.
I don't know. I mean, you talked about this metaverse thing. I say stick with Decentraland and all these other decentralized things that are going to make a Ready Player One kind, if anyone knows that movie. And there's going to be one day a Ready Player One within the crypto sphere that is just going to be a ride. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
Is it too late to get in Phantom? No. I'm not getting into Phantom because I'm stuck in. I'm with my Matic and it is what it is. But anytime you look, especially in these bull runs, now obviously maybe wait for a pullback because it did just do close to a 10x in the last probably month and a half. But Phantom, look at its market cap versus ETH market cap, or even its other competitors, and then you'll know why Phantom's still got plenty of legs to go, probably.
Yeah. So speaking of Decentraland, Tim, did you want to share with them what you got?
I don't know if I sent it to any of the folks on the panel here, but I have an email here that I got from Kraken, and it said going live on Thursday at 8 p.m. UTC. The 4-day event will take place across 5 stages in an all-new era of Decentraland's ever-expanding metaverse. The lineup boasts 80-plus artists, including Dead Mao 5, 3 Lau, Paris Hilton, Nina Nesbitt, Rack, the Wombats, and many, many more. It's they're sponsoring the Evolution stage at Decentraland's Metaverse Festival.
And it's free.
Cool. So it'll be online in the Decentraland kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. This is the kind of thing that's happening over and over and over again. And I think, so do you still own any Decentraland coin? And maybe is Decentraland a good play? I was just looking up the price point on the Decentraland coin.
Yeah, Decentraland, it was one of my, like I said, it was the second altcoin that I really got in and actually was this is going to be huge one day. And I'm not even into that gaming stuff. I just knew how big this stuff is. So yeah, no, I don't know what its market cap is, but it's back. It's only, I think if it's still under $1, it's still a heavy buy because just a couple months ago it ran over $1.
Go in the search bar.
It's Mana.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, that's right. It's Mana.
Mm-hmm.
But I always have love for my first 10x.
It's 82 cents, almost 83 cents, 82 cents.
What's the market cap? 2 billion, I think, or something last time.
Market cap is 1
billion.
No, almost 1.1 billion.
Oh, 1.1. Okay, so a lot
just
better.
Just shy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean that then just all we talked about a metaverse, and Decentraland is, in my opinion, still leading the pack and they're far ahead with all that stuff. So yeah, that could be. I mean, look at Axie Infinity, for crying out loud. It's not even the greatest game from what I'm hearing. I haven't played it, but some of our the crew here has played it, and they're like, it's not that big of a deal. And then you look at the market cap, but just because it's this game where everyone's making money and stuff like this, its market cap was pretty much like taking a huge chunk of the NFT coin segment in CoinGecko. I can't remember what the market cap got to, but it was just insane.
Hey, you know what, the one that I haven't heard about in a while is Theta.
That's not going anywhere anytime. I mean, sorry, that's not going anywhere. Like, it's going up and only up. I mean, Theta's a beast.
Oh, so it's a good thing.
It's stalled out right now. I don't know what's going on with it.
It's just price. It went buck wild for months, right? It went from like a penny to $15 or something. So same with Aave. Like, no one hears of Aave anymore or anything. Just wait till it turns back. DeFi has been forgotten about for a while. So just wait till that trend kicks back in, because in my opinion, still, DeFi, next to obviously just Bitcoin, DeFi is the biggest trend in crypto. We can talk NFTs, we can talk all this stuff, but disrupting banks and financial services and stuff like that, that's the second biggest thing in the world. Because not everybody's playing video games, but everyone's having to deal with banks in the world. Everyone's having to deal with all that stuff. So wait till DeFi goes back and gets its love. Now, Theta, though, it's NFTs, but it's the king of NFTs. So
yeah,
there's a lot of NFT traffic on Solana. I'm not digging on it much, but I don't hear much else on there. So if NFTs do turn out to be more of a fad in that's probably not good. But I was reading an article and a few things, and what they said is, you know, if you're doing NFTs right now, you are in at the ground floor. So you make one good choice, it could be very lucrative. And so for me, I'm just kind of in that spot now. But when I first got into crypto, NFTs were what really interested me, and that's why I looked into Axie. I was looking at it probably around $50 and looking at buying them, but it was, I never played the Pokemon game, and they kind of related it to, and it didn't interest me. So as myself, I know if it doesn't interest me, I'm not going to pay attention. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be successful. So I took a pass on it for that reason. But it was a pure, like, I just couldn't see myself getting into it enough to make money and to continue to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a first movers thing again, though. Like, the people who started early in Axie Infinity and got money in, because you have to buy tokens or something. I still don't understand it fully. I was told it's similar to a Candy Crush. I don't know if any of the panel or anyone in the chat has actually.
No, so it's a combat game. So you put 3 Axies together, and you either go on a quest in the game, and there's limited coins, or you do head-to-head matchups. Okay. And then I believe you can breed them. And when you breed them, I believe it burns the 2 other Axies and creates 1. And usually they get more special features and enhanced things. And then as a team, you would use those and combat people, and that's how you play to earn.
Well, you earn Smooth Love Potion, I thought, though.
Yes, and well, that's what you use to mate or breed your Axies.
Yeah. Sorry, Smooth Love Potion is, so you've got the Axie Infinity coin, and then you have the coins that you earn for free from playing the game, which is called SLP is the ticker, and it's Smooth Love Potion.
And you use that, you need that and a certain amount to breed your 2 Axies.
Oh my God, this is going weird.
Yeah, and this is just, so I did look at it, but I didn't grab my attention, not like Zed Run for sure.
I agree with you, but it is right now the hottest game in crypto.
No, it's so true. Hey, Ryan, you got a question from Caesar. He wants to know what your favorite altcoin is.
Yeah, and I was just responding. Don't have one, buddy, but whatever pumps, man. That's basically it. I got
whatever makes them the most money.
I was gonna say, Ryan, Dogecoin, bro.
That's like
Dogecoin.
That's like saying, what's your favorite football team? And your answer is, I just watch the Super Bowl.
That would be me.
That's what I do. I just watch
the
Oh man, a Redbeard, you cracked me up. When I first heard about NFTs, I kind of thought it was going to be like a fad, like the Gross Orbits drink way back in the day. But I see them going places, and so does Gary Vee. Well, I think that no matter how you slice it, I was actually talking to my boss about this stuff today. And I said to him, this still to me is just proof of work, proof that this all works. And then I think fast forward 5-10 years from now, NFTs are going to be everything. My deed to my property is going to be an NFT. My passport is going to be an NFT. My health card is going to be an NFT. Everything is going to be an NFT. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Either that, or like I was saying, hopefully security tokens, but it's going to be all similar for sure.
Yeah, so that's why I love this space, because it's exciting. It gives us a glimpse into the future if you're willing to stretch your mind and stretch your imagination to see it as such. Most people just look at it as a bunch of pixelated pictures that are overinflated in price, and they will go down a rabbit hole saying it's all crap, but it's not. It's this. They need to do this stuff right now. In my opinion, they need to do this stuff right now so that they're building the foundation for when we actually need it for things like mortgage security and all that sort of stuff. Like I know I might have given this story a long time ago when I worked at the Royal Bank. My job was I handled all the non-negotiable securities. That was such a big freaking process to do. I had to go to the registrar's office with paperwork. We had to stand there, and before we would sign a mortgage, we had to make sure that nobody else had registered liens and things on those properties. Like, we used faxes. I think about how archaic it was, and now to think it would all be done on blockchain instantaneously is just, it's amazing.
I just stood in line at a convenience store the other day for about 10 minutes and watched this older couple fax stuff. I was like, are we still faxing? Like, I literally want to be like, teach them about email. I was just like, what the heck? But I mean, I think I've seen Nikki and Mark in the chat over there. I've got them on Facebook now. And this is just to show you how early we are. And maybe I'm being a little invasive, but at the same time, Nikki's my friend on Facebook. Nikki posted today on her personal Facebook. I thought it was on our thing because I was about to make a comment, and because I thought someone was just having fun with Nikki, but Nikki posted like, hey, Bitcoin all-time high, and one of her friends was like, I don't even know what that is, basically. And then Nikki obviously explained like, oh, it's like digital gold, and the person like, yeah, still I have no idea what like it is or anything. That's how early we are, right? They think it's this magical internet money, and my two uncles
that it doesn't have even real world use case.
My two uncles told me I was going to be broke, and I was making the biggest mistake of my life in 2018 with when I was talking big about Bitcoin at Christmas. And I
had two friends tell me not to buy horses.
What's that?
I had two friends tell me like, don't waste your money on these horses.
Even how you explained it, though?
Oh yeah, they told me I was crazy, and they started almost teasing me, which is hilarious because I'm like 40. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then I had one text me. He's like, I haven't heard from you. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm busy. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I got a bunch of horses.
breeding horses. I had to put up another barn.
Yeah. Well, it's the whole thing. If everyone always did what they were told, there would be no innovation. There would be no finding efficiencies. So, I'm happy. I never kind of walked with the crowd in a lot of ways anyways, so I couldn't give a toss.
Yeah, well, it's funny because even when I was talking to my boss today, and he let me ramble on for a few minutes about the strike and the Lightning Network and that whole thing, and he said, okay, I have to pause you because I don't understand what would be the benefit of sending money over Twitter. So I went backwards and I explained it again. I said the benefit to the end user, like the business. Now, Tim, pause. That because I know what you're going to say.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you're probably going to say it doesn't exist right now.
Nope,
but again, it's proof of work that it works, right? But the thing is, as I said, the end guy that's getting the money gets the money instantaneously. That is a huge, huge feature. And not only that, but when Tim Perry and I used to work at the restaurant we worked at, how many damn times I would come in and find out somebody had paid by Visa, and then they'd gone into their bank and they said, no, it was probably a stolen card or whatever. So Visa removed the money out of our bank account. And I'm like, no, we had no recourse on any of that stuff. If you pay, if the business is receiving the money over the Twitter, then they're going to get the money into their bank account, and it doesn't get removed out by like a third party. That is huge, that alone, let alone the lack of fees on this stuff.
Chris Brophy actually just made me think of a good story that ties in with what you just said. And I was in Spain in 2018, 2019, and I went in and I met a buddy there. And when we kind of dispersed one night, and he was drugged and robbed for his soccer tickets, or he had soccer things on his phone. But they took his phone and they took his wallet and everything. So he had no money. And then his bank freezes his account and wouldn't do anything. He's in the middle of another country. He can't get access to any money, nothing. And of course, I didn't have a ton of, money available from my own bank account, but I had enough. But I'm like, I need more, and I need it sent to me now. So I actually had a buddy who I had in crypto send me $500 in Bitcoin. And then I just went to a Bitcoin ATM. And there was only like one in Madrid at the time, but I went in and got like enough cash for us to get like an Airbnb to last, because we had the thing. And I remember thinking, I'm like, this is why we have Bitcoin, because your bank, they didn't believe him. Like I remember he lived in the Falls for basically all his life at the same address. And he did like they asked him all these questions. They're like, I'm sorry, your answers to your questions are wrong. It's like, how so? Like, you see how these banks will cherry pick you, and it's going to get worse, right? Not to get all conspiracy minded, but we're going to go to a social credit score probably, and you're going to be getting marked, and you're going to have all your stuff on a digital account, and they'll just freeze your stuff. And if you've got Bitcoin, though, you can always make a way.
Yeah. So
what I was going to say about the boss was that we're at the same stage as people who had to transition from paying in cash to using a debit card.
Right. Yeah.
But now, one of the interesting things about this whole Twitter thing is that Bitcoin is just the back end of it. So the average person will put $10 into it, send $10 to their friend, let's say in El Salvador, and they won't even see the Bitcoin. And then, it'll $10 change to Bitcoin, move to El Salvador. Then I guess that's a terrible country to choose, because they could take it in Bitcoin. But let's say they want it in the US dollar, they just pull it out in the US dollar. They'd never actually see the Bitcoin that's being moved. So even once people start using that, they'll still be like, but what's Bitcoin?
Yeah, because it's not actually, don't even have to pay attention to Bitcoin at all. And this is what I said to my boss. I said, think about it. If somebody's traveling, if they're a traveler, maybe they live in Japan. They live in Japan and they're in Canada and they want to go and have dinner at Earl's or Joey's or Milestones or whatever. They go there. If they could pay by their Twitter, it's coming out of their Japanese bank account, instantaneously transmitting over that Lightning network and being put into, like, it's coming out of a Japanese bank account and going and being deposited directly into a Canadian business account instantaneously. And it solves for the transition, like the currency exchange problem, and it solves for the instant access to the money. It's absolutely the most exciting thing, and people just aren't looking at it in the way that I think if they could just, could you believe he's the senior director of our company. He deals with so much big business. And I said, we need to explain to them how big this is, because Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and debit transactions, plus you have to pay a fee per transaction, plus you have to pay a monthly fee to have the service, and they have full access to hold the money for as long as they need to make sure that the transactions process, and even after they put it in your bank account, they can pull it out. It is an expensive proposition using these payment rails. What Jack Mallers has created is so mind-blowingly good. And yes, there's restrictions on it. Right now, you have to have a lot of Twitter followers to do it. Yes, it's only in the US. There's a lot of things. He's just, again, proof of work. proof that this concept works. But it does work, and he's showing it does work. And once it gets really going, he's going to be able to change the freaking world. He sits in an apartment in a penthouse condominium in Chicago. His office is a ladies' dressing room. He's as crazy and funny as they come. I think he's amazing, and he's changing the world. It's an unbelievable crypto story, really.
I mean, basically, in this case, Bitcoin is the medium, the currency is the message.
Right.
I wonder why it hasn't rolled out across Twitter for North America.
Well, the States is still heavily behind on all that. Mm-hmm. And Ontario now is actually going backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're still, this is going to be an upward battle, but they can't stop it because there's always something new. You know, like someone was talking to me the other day about paranoia about, you know, what's going to happen, regulations. And like, crypto's 10 steps ahead, you know, like stop worrying about it because there will be a new answer and they'll eventually have to cave to it somehow, some way. You know, even China right now, like China's still trading crypto. There might not be mining and stuff, but you can't stop it. Mm-hmm. You know, even though, and they've got extremely tight internet things there, but they're still finding ways. You can't stop the technology unless you fully shut down the internet and black out stuff. But, you know,
speaking of China and shutting it down, I know that the narrative around it is that the Chinese government, being communist, wanted to have control of that whole situation. But I'm wondering if it's possible the other reason that they did that and it's sheerly because of the timing that I'm making this comment is because they're in a massive energy crisis right now. And to them, this might have been an excuse to kick the miners out was because they wanted to have control of it.
I don't agree. My perception is that they're about to implement their own digital currency, and they're going to obviously, they don't want competition. They're a communist country. And I don't know if anyone's been following, but they obviously, there's the murmurings now from all the IMF and stuff that they want to have a world currency and a digitally backed currency. So that's going to be the war on Bitcoin, because we say everyone's going to own Bitcoin. No, they're going to push that one currency. And like I said, you're going to be attached to a social credit score. All your stuff's going to be attached. That's unfortunately, you know, like, I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
I know. It's really hard not to go down crazy rabbit holes and all that sort of stuff. But, you know.
But interestingly, if you head north from China, it takes us into Russia. And out of Russia today, they're actually starting to talk about using some of their renewable energy to start mining Bitcoin. Because Russia's becoming very pro-Bitcoin lately.
Yeah. The other thing with it, the other narrative I like around the energy.
If Russia fully adopts it, then that will be amazing to the price.
No, for sure. The other thing around the energy of it, one of the stories that I thought was really, really great, and I think you sent it to me, Tim, was about the location, and I think it's in Vancouver, that they're actually mining Bitcoin to provide heat.
That was on the Canadian Bitcoin.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Oh, right. Len and Joey were talking about that on Monday night. That's right. I think that's a fantastic story.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's ways to totally. I mean, isn't El Salvador using volcanoes and stuff, geothermal? There's all these ways for sure.
Just a tiny tangent. If you didn't watch the Canadian Bitcoiners last night, they had this one little epic rant where they were going on about people.
Oh my God, that was
Bitcoiners. Wild. It was absolutely awesome. I think on their website, on their YouTube, they've now put the clip of it. It was basically 5 minutes or so straight. It was just amazing. You have to watch it. It's just so hilarious.
And what was it? Because were they talking about no coiners?
Ledn basically just took it out. Yeah, on every no coiner using every word in the thesaurus known to man. And it was just 10 minutes of like, whoa, epic rant.
In other words, put the kids to bed before you listen to it.
Oh, and they still got like their YouTube show didn't get flagged or anything?
You say whatever you want on YouTube as long as it's not against China. So.
Oh, I thought you couldn't swear though.
You can swear. Yeah, I do. Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, Mark Lave is making a little funny. In Russia, they have the ruble. The digital coin will be called the Barney ruble.
What's rupee is India. I was like, for some reason thought the rupee. I got crossed there. I was like,
I know, it's crazy. Anyways, this has been really, really, really exciting. Candace, thank you so much for coming on tonight. You were very quiet, but we're hoping the next time you come on that you will jump in and duke it out with the guys.
Just to point out, I was only quiet because I had to find holes to jump into.
I know.
You know.
This is what's hard.
I know.
And so Candace's new YouTube channel is called The Financial Brew. Tim's posting it up right now. And anything exciting that you got going on this week? I just saw the video you posted up.
Absolutely. We're about I'm 5 videos in, so we're just plugging along. My goal is for each video to get a little bit better. The next video, I'm actually adding probably this mic, or I have a lapel mic, so I'm going to try that because I know 2 people were saying it was a little bit on the low side.
Your sound, by the way, right now though, Candace, is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, exactly. This is, it's an Apple product, so it works perfect. Pro Apple, sorry. I am looking at, I want to do some live streams, so I'm probably going to do one. I don't know if I'll do it. I might do it tomorrow. You never know. I haven't really decided when. I tried to do one on Sunday, but that was the first time going in. Then it says, it takes 24 hours to activate. Because I wanted to address everything that was going to happen this week to let people know. So that's all very exciting. It's growing fast. Come on over. We also have a Facebook page as well. There's not a lot of people there yet, so feel free. When you go over to the site, you'll find a link for it. Feel free to come in there, and we'll just get everything. In the words of Rye, we'll get everything rocking and rolling.
Excellent. And of course, Ryan, thanks for coming tonight. And Ryan's channel is Investing for Change. And Ken, our great white vapor, the Sheeb Satoma, the meme millionaire, I'm going to call you from here on in. And of course, our very own Tim Perry, the one and only Tim Perry. Thank you guys so much for coming tonight and contributing. Thanks for celebrating our Bitcoin all-time high. Couldn't have been more excited price
today. Let's check the Bitcoin price before we go.
Just under 62, I believe.
Not 62. That is not even a thing.
Sorry, 65,792.
Oh my gosh! I was gonna. You're a bug.
5 upside down.
Oh yeah. Anyways, it was a great night. Thank you guys so much for coming, and we will see you next week.